Okay, what's happening? All right, hello everyone. Welcome to our weekly live training where we talk about how to train smart, use your time wisely, not get hurt, qualify for top races and win
while maintaining life balance.
Yes, my name is Coach Shangri-La. I'm a two-time triathlon Guinness World Record holder, best-selling author, motivational speaker, and high-performance triathlon and endurance coach. And we also have here Coach Vinetta.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Well, as promised, this week we're going to have a run focus and injury prevention training for you all. So this one is not just for runners. You're a triathlete. This one is for you. If you are a walker, a hiker, and you're like, I really want to get into training or running, but something is hurting. Oh, running is not for me. I don't like running. All right. So if you don't like running, this one is for you too, because you might just like it. All right. So because today we're going to talk about this, and we're not really asking you to run this much, but we're just showing you what's the possibility, because our special guest here, she's not really an ultra runner. She just likes to run. And in fact, let me just walk you through here. So what we're going to talk about today is first time running 225 miles. That's a lot in 1 month. How many miles do you guys run in the entire year? Put that number down. Or did you guys check your Strava if you're in Strava? I wonder what that number is. Put that down. Or if you don't know, like how many run workouts do you usually do in a week? Okay. Well, this one is that it says running 225 miles in 1 month. You would think that you'd be hurting, but no, it's injury free. So that's why this training today is focusing on injury prevention. And as you all know, for triathletes, for all the three sports, running is the hardest on your body. It's like impact on the ground on every step, right? And the more that you put volume, now those go-getters who wants to qualify for Boston, more faster speed, it requires a lot more into your body, right?
Who is experiencing cramping?
Yeah. So what if you're cramping or you have Achilles pain, or it could be a feet pain or lower leg pain, all right? Although this one, we're more focusing on the lower leg, like calves, or arch or heel, but you can also still apply the concept that we're going to talk about today in other areas, okay? Could be hip flexor, hip, knee, quads, all the things that hurt, all right? But at the same time, all right, as you can see, who does 225 miles? I do think that's such a big goal. Well, I mean, just aim for 100 is already a lot, considering that if you're already busy, you got family, you have full-time work, 100 miles is a lot. You do the math, right? So now we're looking at the 225 miles. Well, how can you do that? I think this is a big goal. And, just to do that and be able to balance training for longer distance without neglecting your friends and family. Who wants that? Who has been doing that? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Because, I mean, who wants to ignore their friends and family? They're like, okay, bye. I'm just going to do the 200 miles this month and don't call me.
Or like, I have a big goal. I gotta go. I gotta miss the birthdays. I gotta miss my birthday. Like, is that the way, like for busy high achievers, just because we have a big goal is this how to do it? Just not do the birthdays or camping, things that we like to do. Okay. Well, we're going to talk more in detail. So like, here you go. Let me read it. So today we're going to talk about avoiding injuries, what to do to stay healthy and injury free as you complete long miles back to back, despite experiencing recurrent Achilles pain and cramping in the past.
Yes. Then the life balance. How do you balance training with the family time and friends time that you need to have? Because Quinn, she's a full-time nurse. She went camping. She celebrated her own birthday, her friend's birthday, her brother's birthday, and finished this
Badwater 267 VR. And I'm going to tell you more about the Badwater 267 in a bit. But basically, if you think about it, what you're going to be learning today is not necessarily just for running. Okay. So for example, this one is more of like longer distance. You have an Ironman, guess what? That's a long distance. You have a Century, I do think that's still a long distance. Now add that marathon in it, and then swimming, swim, bike, and run. Or if you're doing ultra cycling, ultra running, that's longer distance. When you say longer distance, that means longer time in training. Now, how can we use your time in doing this big goals, longer distance without, while still balancing life? All right, we're gonna discuss that. Next is personal growth, the unexpected benefits of challenging and pushing your limits. And once you learn that, oh, so that's what I have to do to grow, well, I might just repeat it. Go for a big goal again, right? Something like almost
Yes.
impossible
Who
at the
here
time.
likes personal growth? I mean, I think a lot of people in this group like,
Yeah. So why did you sign up? Oh, I want the medal. Why do you want the medal? How about let's go deeper? Because, at least for me, if I sign up, because I have to do something different of what I'm doing so I can make that happen. Because what I'm doing right now, if I continue doing that, that's going to be tough. I got to do something different. And that challenges me because it's a growth, it's a learning opportunity. But I won't be pushed to be doing something, something what I'm doing right now if there's no goal, right? So yeah, so like benefits of challenging and pushing your limits by going for bigger goals.
yes, and then becoming a Badwater 267 VR finisher. How do you finish it? What's the strategy?
So just for those who doesn't know or who have not heard the Badwater 267 VR. So basically this one is a virtual race. It's perfect for someone who's like, on the go and you want to do something remotely. And it's very popular as far as I know, for especially for runners. It's basically requiring an athlete to finish 267 miles. And you can do this multi-sport. It could be running only. Okay. You can include skiing even. Skiing or like swim, bike, and run. All right. As long as you do the work. So no others involved. Like not skateboarding. Is it skate? Yeah. Anyways, but you can check out the rules, but basically 267 miles.
Yes, Jeremiah says, I definitely don't do 200 miles in a year.
You did the math already. Okay, so anyone here who had done 100 miles in a month, raise your hand. I want to know who these people are. Or something what did you do last year that you're like, I never thought I could do that, but I did it. I want to know those, and what's next for you. Okay. All right. Well, before we move forward and introduce our special guest and look into our training, we want to welcome everyone. And if this is your first time coming on this call, welcome. We do this one weekly. We have a specific topic. All right. And if you're here live, put hashtag live. Or if you're here just going for a replay, please put hashtag replay. Would love to know also your insights. So feel free to type it up, like what you're learning, give insights, because this is for you. You can ask also questions. We can revisit that later on and also ask if we don't have time today. Answer it.
Yes, go ahead and engage. This is your training. Let's make it your training. So you actually engage and ask the things you want to ask.
And hold a second. So the great part about it, by the way, is that if you ask questions, we have so many free trainings in our free group. And we're going to help you get those or whatever you ask us, we may have already answered in another training. All right. Are we good? Ready? Okay.
Yes, let me say hi to the people I see.
Yes, let's do it.
Joining us right now. I see Sheila's live.
Yay, Sheila, Sarah, hello.
Ryan is here. Woo! Jeremiah is here.
Yay.
Tom is here. Ben, Gwen, Emily, Jason. Awesome, everybody.
Wow. We got a lot today. All right, everyone. Without waiting any further, all right, we are gonna introduce Quinn, the Badwater 267 VR finisher. Welcome, Quinn from California. How are you doing?
I'm good, coach. Doing good.
How are you feeling after the crazy 267 miles after you finish? Because I know you were communicating to me until like 10 p.m. until 10 p.m. And I was trying to you're not done yet. You're
I think I went
1 mile.
Because I went over. I went over to so I was trying to but because it's not letting me put in when it's like over miles. But I actually am still not like, I'm still in disbelief. I'm still like, it's still surreal to look at
Wow.
those miles, because I think it was Jeremiah that said didn't run in a year. I didn't run. Yeah, I don't think I ran 100 miles last year, or even just it's really very surreal to me to be able to run that. And looking back to where I was, um yeah, last year, September, maybe September last year, I was cramping, and the fact that I was able to complete um that many miles in a month, and still want to do it, still has love for running, and and that's yeah, that's amazing.
So, well, again, congratulations. I'm very, very proud of
Thank
you.
you, Coach.
So like, let me
So
ask
that
you.
means, so you did not feel like you were hit by a bus or a truck
Oh yeah.
after the last miles, did you?
No, amazing. No, well, I had like, because it was pretty late, so
Like,
but yeah, I think if I wanted to run the following day, I would have still like, I could still probably run a couple of miles. But yeah, I think I was maybe also, I felt like there was some point of like, I hit like several second wins and run. I was on high.
oh,
So
is it a run,
I
run?
was tired, but it felt as if I still have some gas in my tank, that I could still do it. And
Well,
yeah.
I do think you just needed sleep because that was late at
Yeah.
night. And
Yeah.
like, if you like get another sleep, like you think you can run more and be okay running?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I didn't, I think, because I don't want to say cramping is my kryptonite, because I'm not superwoman, but it's one of those things that it's been looming, and like, making me kind of like anxious. I think when I ran Big Sur, I actually had to call on my angels to finish that race, because I was really scared of getting picked up by the bus, the disappointment bus. But yeah, after I didn't cramp that race, and then the following races that like the following marathons that I've done after that, I think kind of like gained confidence. So,
Yeah.
and then when the opportunity to do the the bad water, I wanted, because I think I wanted to be consistent. I think it's one of those things that I'm really kind of want to be better at, and bad water gave me that opportunity
Interesting. Okay.
to
Oh,
give.
we'll dig into it more, but we want
uh,
to like know more about like, like when did you start doing marathons at least, or like running? What was the
um
year when you started it?
Running, I started 2018. I ran my first half marathon.
2000.
And then the following year, my goal was to run every month.
Okay.
I ended up running 16 half marathons in 2019. And
Okay.
then in 2020, I ran my first
Okay. So
in her,
2020, first full marathon.
yeah,
All right.
before the pandemic. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's ask everyone, where's your distance now? What's your longest distance? I want to know.
Yes. Who's doing 10Ks? Who's doing half marathons?
Yeah.
Who's
Be
doing
proud. Be
marathons?
proud. All right.
Who's
So is
doing
it
5Ks?
so, or 50Ks? Okay. Or if you're an ultra runner, just that's all you do. You like doing back-to-back stuff. Just say that. I want to know. All right. Let's get to know. Let's get meet. All right. So now, and you said cramping was looming you, like it was like, oh, was that before you started like doing coaching?
Yeah, it was before, I think it was problematic when I ran, I think, the half marathon in September, the Surf Study half marathon, because usually that was in February, and September it was hotter than usual, and I haven't been training as much, and I ran the 5K prior to that, so I wasn't really ready for it. I wasn't hydrating properly, and fueling properly, and then it did hit me. and it scared me because it was a half marathon. And usually half marathon is my distance. I love running half marathons. And when I cramped and then another runner had to help me, it kind of was like, ooh, it scared me. It's
So
us.
you
Yeah.
cramped. So what happened when you cramped? Did you fell down or you just
No, coach,
stopped
I
or-
just had to be on the side, and
Oh, okay.
that other runner was like massaging like a stranger was massaging my leg because it was really, really bad. And I didn't want to DNF because it's a half marathon. I've never DNF'd before. And thank God for the other runner. And then thank God that one of my friends was pacing that. And when I heard her voice, it kind of like gave me that push that I had to finish this race no matter what. And I did. It was my worst marathon. It was, but I'm glad it happened. I mean, half marathon, sorry. It was my worst half marathon, but I'm glad that it happened because it kind of,
Yeah.
you know,
Anyone here? Oh, sorry. What did you say?
I had to like reevaluate myself and
Oh, okay.
what I needed to do because
Yeah.
I want to, I didn't want to stop running, but yeah.
So it sounds like you wanted to find a different approach or a different way to do it so that it.
Yes, coach. Yeah. Because I think at that time, my mentality was a gung-ho runner and like running to survive and not to thrive. And I think part of it was like, I could tell maybe like my friends, oh, I didn't train for it, but I still am good. But then it finally hit me and it kind of brought me back to, I mean, I wasn't a fast runner, but like, I love running half marathons but like just the fact that I cramp and I'm like, oh no, how can I tell my other friends to non-running friends to run with me now? But because I'm trying to recruit people to run with me then. And but yeah, I I know that I wanted to run when I'm 60, when I'm 75, and I don't want to be that kind of runner that is been injured and can't do it anymore and don't have love for running. And so I had to like, what am I doing wrong and what do I need to do to change that?
Gotcha.
I like that. And then where were you with the speeds? Like what was your best half marathon and best marathon before we met you?
My first one was I think it was under my first half marathon. I think was in Vegas. It was maybe borderlining 2 hours.
How long ago?
I'm not
That's
2018 in November.
2018. All right. So how about the most recent
Oh yeah,
one?
2019 in November.
How about the most recent? Because that's like, 5 years ago.
5 years ago, yeah.
I don't know the most recent half marathon. Like before you met us. Do you remember? Like
before,
around
I think I was like 215, 214 was my best. Because after I think after that Surf City, my pace actually slowed down. I was a little bit more cautious maybe of not pushing myself. Yeah, I actually ran slower after I think that Surf City race. Because yeah, I'm trying to figure out what was making me cramp.
Gotcha. So you ran a full marathon. What are your times on the full marathon?
I think my first one was 4:58, barely like closing to 5. I think
5 hours. Okay.
Yeah, and recently I appeared. So I appeared on the New York one, which was I was really surprised because
that was during coaching already. So before.
Yeah, before. So it was my first, the Revel race, my first one,
which was
2020. Yeah.
Okay. Did you do any other full marathon right after that?
I've done Marine Corps. I've done.
What was the time on those?
I think it was 5:30 or 5:28.
Wow. All right.
I think, yeah.
Everyone.
And
then, yeah, sorry. I cut you
off.
And
then the Big Sur.
Okay. Well, Big Sur is a Healy one. But everyone, how about you guys? How's your full marathon times, your half marathons? And, like, do you guys also experience like cramping? So like, what do you do? I want to know. And so we can check it out what you've done and you guys, or have you solved it and what did you do? so other athletes also can learn from you, and not just us. Like, I know athletes are just reading, like, I want to know, I want to know what other are doing and learning from each other. Okay, well, so Quinn,
Yes.
so like in terms of, like, we talk about your running, but in terms of your work, like, tell us more about your work in terms of, like, what do you do and how many hours do you usually work?
I work Monday to Thursdays. I work for I'm a public health nurse. I work for the county and I work with kids, foster kids. So
Okay.
I'm we're sort of in we're basically consultants to the social workers. I work with
How many
social workers making sure. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
How many hours do you usually work every week?
Every week 40 hours full time.
Okay, full time. And then what do you
Yeah.
like to do for fun besides running?
For
'Cause
fun. I love outdoors. I love to eat. So that's why I started running because I eat. I eat a lot. My brother, he loves to cook. So I pretend I'm the food critic. So I do a lot of eating. And I do camp. I do backpack as well, short backpacking,
backpacking. Okay.
camping, anything outdoors. Yeah,
So
I do.
so, and you do you make time to do that even if you have
Yes.
'cause you did
Yeah,
last month? So,
but now the backpacking now backpacking we don't have anything planned because one of the backpacking best friend that I have, I turned her to a runner, so she's running a lot more now. And so we haven't planned a backpacking trip yet. But
so now
yeah, and then I went camping for my birthday. So
you did a lot this month, and that's what we're trying to get
yeah.
at. So like, besides, well, before I get into that one, I want to ask you, did you have any recent injury? Because I think for your bike accident, what was the injury?
Yeah. Well, I had a little because I'm a newbie, and so I hurt my Achilles. It wasn't major, but it did a lot with motivation in um I think trying to find that nice spot where I could still train. So my Achilles, I had like a cut, like a deep cut on my Achilles, and I wasn't doing anything in it. I think it shortened the tendon, and it's painful
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm running like long
So
distances.
I did check your plan. It took you off from running for 3 weeks, and that was
Yeah,
not long ago. That was only, honestly, it was just like August, like August, September. That was very
yeah.
recent. And yeah, Minetta?
Well, I see that there's some people sharing their
Yeah,
marathon and half marathon.
there you
So
go.
Jeremiah did a half on 2014, and that was his best one, 2 hours 7.
Yes.
And then Sarah did a full with no cramping at 4 hours and 3.
Yay.
Yay! Amazing.
All right. Well, if you guys are watching also the replay, feel free to just share it away. All right. Because we want to get to know more about you. Okay. And I know, like I said, other athletes would like to know as well. All right. Well, let's go to, so let me see this one here. Where
So
we at?
you were saying about the injury, how it was mentally difficult.
Yes. So your Achilles injury. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that scare you as well still?
Yeah, because I know that because I know I had to do training on the bike, and you know, I haven't been doing so much of it, and I think when I got injured, I was like, oh, and then I have Berlin the a month before, and then New York the following month. So I was really scared. Um, yeah, I know that I'm gonna finish it, but I just didn't want to be in pain because no matter what, I know I'm gonna finish. But I just didn't want to be that old Quinn where I'm running in pain. I wanted to actually not
Wow.
be
You
in
just
pain when I'm
mentioned
running.
that. You said old Quinn runs in pain? Used to run in
I
pain? You did?
I did because I
Run
think
in
because
pain?
ran in pain, coach. Because I don't know. In my head, it was like sort of like a badge of honor to sort of it's part of running,
Sure.
to pain at some point, especially with distances.
Oh, that's ouchie. Everyone, don't. I'm not the one who's gonna run in pain. I don't like running in pain. It hurts. I like running happy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Wow.
happy
Okay.
at some point, but then the end of it, I'm like, oh, this, yeah.
Badge of honor. Anyone else here who uses that as a badge of honor? I hope not a lot, but it's okay to say it if you, especially if you're used to be like that. Okay.
No pain
No,
or
no pain, no gain.
no pain, no gain. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, so like I could tell that you had this fear of injury, right? Like you said, the cramping is looming on you, like it just haunts you. Okay. And then you don't want to get injured. You might finish something, but then you don't want to injure that, like you would hurt that would affect your biking or your triathlon. But I'm curious because the Badwater 267 is a lot of mileage. So
Mhm.
what motivated you to actually do the Badwater 267 VR on January, wherein on January you went camping, it
Mhm.
was your birthday, and those days you were not really putting a lot of miles, and you have your brother's birthday, and you have your friend's birthday, and you have your full-time work. And with Badwater 267 VR, if you missed one day, it carries over. Oof, that's gonna be tough. So what
Yeah,
motivated you to do it?
well,
Huh?
transparency, that's what happened, I think, where I had to the mileage got backed up at the end of it. Because I was like, oh, you know,
So what
I
motivated
I I
you
made a
to sign
commitment,
up?
coach.
Sign
I
up.
actually consistency. I wanted to be consistent. Um, because it's hard to train without I don't know, with some people maybe, but like sometimes when you're not don't have anything to kind of look forward to, or the challenges you every day,
Uh-huh.
um you sort of lose motivation to, because it's, I think the hardest, I don't know if anybody could relate, the hardest part of training is actually going to the training, or actually preparing to run, or preparing to bike, to prepare this stuff to go to swim. But once you're there, once you put your shoes on, once you put your on your bathing suit on, there's no way for you to like back out, because you're already like, oh, I'm already dressed up. Might as well do this. And so for me, it was the hardest part was like getting ready for it. But once I'm ready, I find joy with every.
So let's go back to my question. What motivated you to sign up to actually do the big goal of Badwater 267 VR? Considering that earlier you just told us you've never run 100 miles for the entire year either. Like you
Yeah.
can't even remember when you did that. And now you're signing up for 267 miles
In 1 month.
in 1 month. What motivated you? I'm just curious. I want to dig into what happened
Well,
there.
one of the things that motivated me was one of the feisty fox athlete that actually, that inspires me as well. I mean, there's a lot that I did, in the feisty fox media that inspires me. But Andrea, um,
Andrea?
she tagged me, she tagged me on Facebook, and I made, I thought about it, and I said, oh, it's a good way to keep myself accountable, to keep myself consistent, because consistency is one of yeah, it's one of those things that I can actually want to like shake off and be better at. So I think it was one of the, I saw it as a tool to be consistent. And I think also one of the things that my mindset was, if it doesn't scare you, why do it? That I still have that things, that delulu or that delusional mindset that I have. If it doesn't scare you, why
Yeah.
do it? And
I think
so it was scary, so it just made more sense to do it. So
I
I
think
don't know if that makes sense.
no, but I do think I like that better, if it doesn't scare you, instead of what did she say about the pain, running in pain?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No
The bad,
pain.
yeah. No
You
pain,
know?
no gain. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a borderline there also. There's
Yes.
different levels of pain.
But yes, I hear your point about doing it because you wanted to improve your consistency. You wanted to
Yeah.
find a way to be consistent over an entire month. And
Short
it
term.
didn't, I mean, it didn't go perfectly, you know.
Yeah.
And
It never goes
we can talk
perfectly.
more about the approach on that one as well.
Yes.
Mhm.
I do wonder, what was it about the Feisty Fox team that made you even want to partner up with us in the first place, back when we talked for the first time?
Well, I guess I saw, I don't know, maybe Coach kind of, I saw some similarities when I was watching how Coach became a triathlete. And and I was like, I didn't know how to swim. Well, I thought I knew how to swim when I was a kid until I drowned as an adult, and my confidence just, so every time I would go to the beach or be just in the water in the pool, I would get scared, and once I couldn't touch the ground, and I almost drowned in one of the local canals or the shore in here, and after that I was like, oh, but then I wanted to conquer that monster. That's why I decided to become a triathlete. And I saw Coach Shangri-La's journey and the fact that she said she didn't know how to swim, she didn't know how to bike, and I didn't know how to bike. I'm still learning how to bike actually. I'm so much better, but I still have a long way to go. But just reminding myself of where I was maybe 6 months ago, or not like a year ago. Um, it just I was like, it's possible. I'm inspired by that, and I want that for myself, and so that's why I reached out. And I didn't, and I think also I didn't know what to do anymore in terms of as a runner, because I have friends that are in their 70s, and I want to be those my friends that are in their 70s and still running for fun, and not just, and I want to be that person also when I'm in my 70s. And but the when I started cramping, I'm like, no, I have to find another way. I have to find a better way of better approach in doing this. And so yeah, that's why I reached out.
Well, thanks a lot, Gwen. Yeah, I'm humbled, and actually, it's great to witness your transformation, and I'm glad that my journey from being non-athlete, not knowing the sports at all, like it is true. I was scared about the water. I did not own a bike, even. Yeah, like seriously, you can go back. And I wasn't really a fast runner at all either. So,
Wow.
and that's what I am here to basically do it in action and be the example. And I'm glad you're carrying that, because I'm sure as of right now, and I'm sure your friends and family like, who is this Quinn now? And you're becoming that. You're in that journey. And as of right now, we want to know more. And that's why we do this live training so other athletes can learn from you. Okay. So,
Okay, Kai.
well, like before we go there, what if you just continue doing what you were doing? What do you think would happen? Do you think you would still eventually become a triathlete? Because you did finish your first Olympic as well, first sprint last year. You were not only, but at least your sport was running and not
Yeah.
really triathlete. But what if you did not reach out? What do you think would happen with your triathlon or your running?
I I would still be I would be still doing it, but I'm probably gonna be it's gonna be harder because I'm trying to figure out, because like the running is supposed to be my my saving grace. I keep saying that, like, I'm not even though I'm not a fast runner, but it's sort of like my bread and butter among all those three. And if I'm hurting with the running already, how can I be better with the other two?
Hmm,
And
that's true.
but I really want to. I actually want to, overcome that. And it's hard. I think my personality too is, it's so hard for me to reach out. It's so hard for me to ask for help. Um, but I know I needed it. I know that I need some guidance, and I don't want to be just going around and yeah, because I also have a specific goal, I guess, a timeline that I want to kind of when to accomplish these goals. Maybe I could without the help, but it probably will take me longer to reach that kind of goal. Kind of looking back now, that was probably the
So you then
reason.
decided not to be gung-ho with your half marathon anymore.
No, no, not anymore.
You've learned your lesson. You're like, I'm done with that. You got
No,
smart training. You got to do some smart training.
smart training. Yeah, I actually wrote it down. Train smarter. That's what
There
I
you
learned.
go.
Is
Awesome.
train
All right.
smarter.
Who else is wanting to be very strong and running in their 60s, 70s,
Ooh,
80s?
what's your number?
Hands up.
I
Let's
think
see it in
everyone.
the comments. Who is
Yeah.
wanting that for
Yeah.
themselves?
Yeah. I think everyone, right? Especially if you love running or endurance sports, you know, something that, but I completely understand where you're coming from. You said like, well, you know, running is my thing. If I can't do that and I want to be a triathlete, like what else is, you know, that's my strength, you know? But then okay, I completely understand. So now let's talk about your, you know, like you balancing your training with family and friends, balancing you doing Badwater 267 VR. Okay.
Mhm.
Because everyone, this year, it's not really just about Badwater 267 VR. She's just starting this year. This year, she committed to do her first 70.3 this year. Is that okay? I shared, but I already did. Oh, sorry. And our and our first Ironman, full Ironman on the same year. So, all right, and but this is the athlete who likes to do balance with family and friends, you know. Like, but let's go back to the Badwater 267 VR. Like, were there times that wherein you feel conflicted in terms of like, I gotta do my Badwater 267 VR, but I've already committed with camping. Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot to tell Coach that it is my birthday this month, and I want to go out with my friends. I'm sure she'll understand. Or
yeah.
I have my friend's birthday. I want to go. I don't want to miss it out. Did
Like,
you conflicted at any point? Like, but I want the goal, but I want my family and friends. I want to have fun. That's my joy too, not just the running. How did you feel? Was there any time when you're doing the Badwater 267 VR? When you
yes, coach, it's so funny that you use the word conflicted because I'm conflicted with my age because I was like, oh, should I should I celebrate my birthday? I didn't want it to be but yeah, I didn't want to be reminded of how young I was. Or I'm not that young anymore. But I was like, I want to go camping. It's a celebrate. I think I'm not thinking about it as an age now. It's a level. So I'm level 43. So this year, but I'm still acting like I'm 23. So, but I also want to be feeling like I'm 23 body wise, but sometimes it's hard. I have to, I have to recover.
right.
Not recovering. So sorry, I had to kind of digress, but like, but I was conflicted. And because wanted to, I've committed, but I also want to celebrate the people in my life that makes, yeah. And so
Did you decide?
I'm sorry.
How did you decide? Were
Well,
there any decision making at
I,
all? Or is it
well,
like,
there's a decision. I think what the decision was, I had to accept that I'm not gonna be running. I had to be realistic. That during those days that I'm gonna be camping, I'm not gonna be able to put so much mileage. And I know I have to make up those mileage. And I think I was like, oh crap. Like if I'm not running those 3 days, I have to make those mileage somewhere along the way. And then um some like I had to celebrate my brother's birthday, and I ended up staying late in my friend's birthday, and I'm like, oh, another one,
another
another one.
crap?
Another crap. And I had to like explain to coach.
Uh-huh.
But I think what helped was when you ask me that question, am I still committed? And I was, and at that time it was daunting to see the how many mileage I have to do still. And I was doubting myself if my body can handle that, because I was telling my brother when we were driving to the restaurant for his birthday, and I'm like, I need to go run tomorrow. I can't drink tonight. But I was like, I'm gonna sip beer for you to celebrate you, but I have to run tomorrow because but him, I've been running. I was telling him, I've been running 100 miles, like this amount of miles. I haven't run that in a month, and I'm doing it in a month, in a week, and so yeah, just I think recommitting myself the day after I didn't put that mileage, and yeah, just and then reminding myself of the things that I've done in the past that I I think when we had that conversation, I don't know if I should say it now, it's like that word unrealistic. Um, I was like telling you, coach, is it realistic for me to run this many mileage? And you said I don't remember exactly what you said, but you just reminded me of my journey of when I couldn't even run 3 miles, and how running 3 miles was unrealistic back in 2014 or 2017. And to kind of look back, I was like, wait a minute, I couldn't, it was unrealistic for me to run 3 miles. It was unrealistic for me to run a half marathon, a marathon. And the fact that I'm doing running and biking now with those were unrealistic a year ago. And sorry, I'm getting emotional, but um it kind of running the VR, the bad water VR kind of broke that glass ceiling of what I was able to do, and what I'm limiting myself of. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. There are times where I was like, I'm really tired. I'm really tired. My body's aching. I'm feeling being this age, and but then my best friend now, I love the foam roller and the lacrosse ball because it somehow gives me like a lease of life every day when I have to do training. Um, but
So
yeah,
well, I'm gonna give a context to everyone so they can follow what you just said, because those are
yeah,
huge, what you just said. So basically, so you mentioned that you were conflicted, right?
yeah,
You were conflicted, but at the same time, you don't want to miss those things, right? And then
yeah,
so what we've done, so with all our athletes, when they have a big goal, I always ask, like, why do you want to do it? Why is always a big thing for me, as part of, like, whenever I go for big goals. And that's what I want to imply to our athletes as well. Like, why do you want to do it? Because when we're aiming for big goals, your big goals may be different from me, to me, to Binetta, or to Quinn here. But your big goals, when it gets hard, and it's not just about physical aspect, it's about balancing your training and going for that big goal and still not dropping the other commitments that you do have. That's when it gets hard and you're conflicted and you're having to make decision. So I did ask her, like, why do you want to do it? How badly do you want it? What's going to happen? So these are the questions that you want to ask yourself when you're going for big goals. Like, how badly do you want it? What do you want to make happen at the end? How would you really feel? Would it really make you so happy? And you'd be just, it's something like amazing. And if the answer is yes, it might scare you, but the outcome of it, it just like brings you so much joy and you're so connected. Why not? But then now we're on the doing part. So on the doing part, she's busy and I help her out and she's gone.
It's
All
okay.
right.
She'll reconnect. That's
All right.
okay.
So
But
she'll go back. So while she's gone, let's talk about her. Let's talk about how we did it. So what we had to do is, like, I actually put this one together. So in planning, it's not just about running. Okay. It's about planning the entire, like the goal. Okay. So this one is a spreadsheet that I've done, and help her out with. Hopefully she can go back because we need her. But basically, this is what she was saying. You know, like every week here, so this one is 267 miles and it automatically calculates. So it's not just like, okay, I'll create a plan. But what happened is that there is an intention initially, okay, we're going to do it together. We are all in. But of course, in the middle, there's all these bumps. Now, when you plan something, you know, in the middle of it, we need to be flexible. We need to ask again the athlete the commitment. Are you in or are you out? And that's what I ask her. Like, because here, you'll see here, look at this, 267 miles. And there's this week 1, week 2, and each one of this one, I'm glad she's back. So like, as you can see, if you do 267, okay, divided by 4, just to make it easy, it's about, she needed to do about 66 miles every week, approximately. Let's just say 60 miles.
Would you divide that with days? Like, what if you did everything equally?
So she's going to do 66 miles. All right. Or you can do just, okay, 267 divided by 31. That's about 8.6 miles every single day. All right.
Wow.
But then the next thing is that we cannot do it for Quinn. We cannot aim for the first week to do that. Why? Because she did not have a high mileage and it will cause her injury. Because on November, she only ran 41 miles. She only ran 41 miles. And one of them was the New York Marathon, which is 26.2. Other than that, it's a sporadic 3 miles, 6 miles here and there. December, how many miles? Who can guess? 29 miles. All right. 29 miles December, November, 41 miles. Not that she was being lazy, but no, we need to focus on riding, cycling. That's December. Now, there are some athletes that get excited because they get tagged. Peer pressure, or it could be inspiration, right? She said, Coach, I want to do Badwater 267 VR. How come you just told me that? All right. So now that's what I'm trying to say. So if you're aiming for a big goal or a long distance, you cannot just jump immediately. And if you ever jump immediately, you need to be supervised, like really to the point, like how much mileage can you do every single day? What's the intensity? What are the other things, other physical activities that you're doing? Okay. Because even your workload, it can affect your running if that's your intention, running. All right. So like, as you can see here, she did complete 54 miles. Okay. Here is when she did camping because it was her birthday. As you can see, 24 miles only on week 2. She's being a normal human being. All right. Well, guess what? After that, it's like, let's get backtrack. So I asked her, are you in or are you out? Oops, what did I do there? Are you in or are you out? And she said, oh, you're in. Quinn, right? So everyone, so like, is there anyone here when you like, I want that one, especially at the end of the year, you know, I want that one. And you're like, all right, let's aim for it. First week of January. And then like in the middle, oh shit, what did I just sign up myself for?
Who's had a bumpy ride when they sign up for something big?
Shit, what did I just sign up for? All right. And then now, oh God, maybe this is not for me. What am I going to do? Oh, I really want to spend with my family. I don't think this is for me. I'm starting to hurt, you know?
Who's had that experience? Put it in the comments.
So
what was your bumpy road?
These are common, seriously, because I did it myself, you know, Badwater 267 VR. My goal is this, but then there is a bumpy road. And guess what? When it's hard, when it's challenging, see that as an opportunity for growth. Whether you go head on and find different ways of solve it, or you're like, this is not for me. All right. Well, the good part is that Quinn said, you know, I'm still in, coach. I want to do it. Did you feel at any point pressured of still finishing it when things are not going well? Did I like force you? You gotta finish it. I put
Yeah.
this.
well, the way I work too is I work well with I think you knew it, coach, that I do work well with pressure and with peer pressure as
No.
well.
What I meant is that did
I
you
signed
feel
up for it.
forced? No, Quinn. Did you feel forced?
Oh
That
no,
it-
no, no.
Well, it
No.
is yours. right? Because
No,
that's not my goal.
no. I it wasn't, and it was my own thing because I was like, I want to finish something, and kind of prove to myself that I'm able to do something that I haven't done before, something unrealistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have that. I think after our conversation about what's unrealistic, I have like that. I have that looming in my head now. I'm like, oh, so let's make this realistic.
So,
Another
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
another thing that I kind of wanted to, I want to kind of level up. But I don't know if that's the right word to say, kind. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So like the next thing here is that when she said, when I asked her the next time around, because yeah, she went camping, and then the third week is that she had this birthday, several birthdays, still wanting to hang out. And I'm not gonna force her to like go run. It's her body. But then here's the unrealistic that she was saying. Because as you can see here, I'm gonna show it to you the number of miles. All right. That's from January 18, because she got a lot of miles that she needed to finish. So this one's run miles, there's bike miles because she did multi-sport, but she ended up doing a lot of running because the running will get more distance. All right. So here, as you can see, from January 18, she's doing back to back 7 miles, 8 miles, or almost 9 miles. Next day, 18 miles. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? Next day, she runs 6 miles, 8 miles, 12 miles, 6, 11, 13, and this one was a break because she couldn't something that she ate, I think, at the time. There was a party, and then next
it
is
was
that
my best friend's best friend, my brother's birthday on the
okay,
same
so
weekend.
yeah, on the same weekend. And then now, so like we only had four days left. I asked her, are you still in or are you out? We had another talk. And that's when she asked me, but coach, I need to finish 70 miles in 4 days. And you want me to run 30 miles. I think it's unrealistic. That's what she said. Okay. And my question to her, is it unrealistic? And I did mention to her what you've done in the past was used to be unrealistic, but you got it done and now it's possible. And I told her, whether you're in or you're out, or if you're in, you're going to be able to see what is truly realistic. Or is it your head who's telling you what's unrealistic or not? And she was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And then I asked her to do 30 miles. She ended up doing 35 miles on that day. 35 miles after that talk. She made it happen. So, so 35, 13 miles, 12 miles, and on the last day, 8 miles. That was about 70 miles in 4 days.
Wow.
Or basically, if I look into this back to back when she was really running out of time, she basically run 161 miles in 14 days. 161 miles in 14 days. That's about 11 miles or almost a half marathon every single day on top of her job, full-time job, on top of her spending time with with friends and stop and also her brother. How did you feel about balancing those times, Quinn? Are you still there?
Let's unmute you. I think you're
Oh,
muted.
sorry. It was difficult, coach. But I think because I also was worried about, like, if my body could handle it, and but I have to be also reminding myself that it's a, like, I have to not push myself hard enough with each time I go run, because I still have a few days left. That I still have a lot mileage to go. And so I think finding that balance, or finding that mindset, um, of what I needed to do for each day,
Yeah.
um,
Are you happy
was
with what you did? Because you said it's hard. Are you
yeah,
okay?
yes, I am happy. Like I'm still I'm still like kind of like I'm still not yeah, I'm still in disbelief of just looking at the numbers. Um but it yeah, I'm actually like ooh, I'm still like that moment where oh wow kind of a thing. Um it's so yeah, it was not easy, but I'm glad that I did it because it's not just running, I think, that I learned so much
We
about
want to
my
know. We want to know about that. And first of all, nothing great is easy.
yeah,
Thing that you thought it was unrealistic is easy. I mean, just mentally doing something that you thought it was unrealistic is already hard. And then now doing the act and staying with it of what you've committed is hard. But unless you have a big why and you're really committed to what you are aiming for,
yeah.
you're gonna have to go through it. But you've learned a lot. And you just said right now, it's not just about running. So tell us more.
Let's
What is it
unpack.
about? Like
Yes.
what happened? Like what else did you learn? Tell us more.
What else did I learn? I think one of the things is just training smarter, um, listening and being able to communicate. I'm not. I'm still. I'm still not there. I know. But listening and being able to take feedbacks, um, and also listening to my body, finding that balance of what's painful and what's discomfort, in this in a sense where I know that I'm still able to push myself, but not push myself hard enough where I can't go back the next day.
Gotcha.
Um,
That's big.
and yeah, it's especially with the bad water. I think I also have to have my ego in check each time because I did most of the miles in the treadmill, and it's harder. I didn't like running in the treadmill. And I'm very, I don't know, I'm not very competitive, but when I'm next to somebody that's doing their sprints, I'm like, oh, I think it's human nature. I'm like, I have to remind myself I've been doing this for days, you know. And I have to like remind myself what I'm doing it for and what I'm doing this and what this journey is for me. And I don't have to prove myself to anybody, um, to anyone. And I'm doing this for myself. And um it was just like I guess with each run it was such like an eye opening, even though it's so tedious to run in a treadmill, but it's just amazing the things that you get to think about when you're not out in nature. And but I actually it's so amazing that I actually now I like to run in the treadmill because it's making my pace consistent, which is when you run in the road, that's I think that's my thing too. I don't run consistently, like in the same pace all the time. In the road, I'm like, I can't, sometimes I get too excited. Even though on my watch or my TP says warm up, I'm not warming up. I'm running faster than what the TP or coach prescribed. And I would feel it in like in the next couple of laps. And I'm like, oh shoot, I
And
went too hard on that.
go
And
back to
so
what you said. Sorry to cut you off, but let's go back to what you said. It's just
yeah,
not just about running. Tell us
yeah.
more. You said that it's why is it not just about running?
Well, because I think I mentioned too, I I think with the things that the fact that I was able to do this, um, I don't know if this is what you're talking about, Coach, but like that I'm able to push myself in this kind of way with fitness. Um, what more in the other areas in my life? And I think that's where ultimately what I want to apply what I'm learning with every time I run, every time I go to train, the thoughts that I have in my head when I go run, when I go bike, um, I want to have that translate into all other areas of my life, and
Yeah.
to be that just that person.
Well, what does it take for you to actually finish it? Is it just running miles, or what did you have to do to
Oh
actually
no,
finish? That's what I was asking you. So like, what does
the
it take for you to finish a Badwater 267 PR? Is it just about
the
distance?
no, it's actually I wasn't a big fan of this, and I'm such a like in the beginning, I don't, when I look at my TP, I tend to like be just focused on the actual workouts and not look at the body maintenance workouts. Um, but it made so much difference. Even doing the little, even doing the little, I don't even have to do the whole thing to see the difference of what my body can do. Um, if I can just, even if just snippets, if I don't have enough time, I would just do stretch and foam roll and do the little stuff that you tell me. And um,
Let
I
me
would.
explain to athletes, because athletes, they don't really know a lot about the body maintenance
I'm
because
so sorry.
it's not really talked about in the book anyways, with
Yeah.
in Icy Fox coaching. So we ask everyone, so what we do is body maintenance, and we actually have a free training for that if you want to get that access to that, do body maintenance. But like what we do give with our athletes is like, for example, here, this one is said ankle and feet body maintenance. All right. So and this one is only like 19 minutes. All right. For example, here, this is another problem that she had to do. So like this one is hip flexor body maintenance. So it's not necessarily like just stretching. Yes, part of it is stretching, but it's not just that. It's targeted, targeted workouts wherein it only takes you like 10 to 20 minutes, very fast, and really targeting the weak areas or what's in pain. Okay. And she mentioned about foam roller, lacrosse ball, but then what do you do with it? What do you do with it? What are the movement that would really be effective, especially when you're already busy? Because she's busy. She only need like 5 minutes. So what
Yeah.
happens is that Quinn would tell me, hey, coach, something is going on. I have a discomfort here. And I make her move something. So for example, let's just say some part of her ankle. Okay, send me a picture. Where's the ankle? Is it inner or outer? And I had her do something. I need you to turn your toes to the right and straighten your leg. So where do you feel it? So I make her do something. So, and then do another step. And that's basically, like targeting, or like, how do we find where the problematic area is?
So you're saying that every time that Quinn had some sort of a weird feeling in her body, in the middle of doing all of these miles back to back, she would have a targeted approach.
Yeah. So like, even like, for example, this one here it's like it's only 22 minutes. For her, that is long. So basically, so what I would do, hey, Quinn, like I want you to move your cursor. So for example, here, I'm asking another person, hey, I need you to do this and need you to put it here. And actually, that's when I tag her here too, because one of the times it was her hip flexor, her hip was bothering her. And oops, where is that? And is there anything else beside body maintenance, Quinn?
Well, what I actually wrote it down. Nutrition, like fueling properly. I think especially with cramping and because I I didn't really put enough effort in back then but now I'm more conscientious about how much how much am I consuming and how much I'm drinking um when I'm training.
Is there any,
Um,
as we're
I'm
running out
sorry, coach.
we're
Oh,
running
I'm
out
sorry.
of time. So like, how about you bullet point, give us the list? Go ahead.
Well, how many calories I'm supposed to take and how much water and like electrolytes I'm supposed to consume it every hour or so it's for me
Good job.
especially with the long distances I have to be that way I've noticed myself when I was doing the bad water was I was constantly fueling myself
And
every hour for
not
yeah
just the training, also post workout,
post workout, yeah.
making sure that
No,
you're
yeah, especially no, because the very first week I got dehydrated, and so you told me, oh yeah, you need if you need to hydrate even more after. And that's what I did, I think the second week,
Yeah.
the last few weeks. And I think that's why my body was able to sustain the last few weeks that I have to run more mileage.
Yeah. There are other things, like, for example, so she listens to her body, sometimes she doesn't really wake up. She needs sleep, she sleeps.
Yeah.
And we talk about it. So like, it's more about like, we got to listen to our body and what we want. How do we keep our body healthy while at the same time still being on track? How do we make ourselves happy? We're spending our time with our family and friends while still keeping in track on the goal. So it's not about like sacrificing our health just because we have this big goal or we still want to be in it, and that's something that it depends on each athlete. And just basically communication is very important. That's what Quinn said.
Can we do like a summary?
Yeah, we'll do a summary because we're running, we run out of time. So, but let's go into it. So everyone, so if you have like, you can get a screenshot. And again, if you're listening to a replay, would love to know your insights, what you've learned so far. But I'm going to do a summary here. I really hope you got a lot from today. So what we've done here is basically how to balance training for longer distances while staying injury-free and without neglecting your family and friends. So first, have a plan, and that is with constant evaluation of the plan, because you're going to get into bumps. It is, you're very busy, you're high achiever, you like doing different things, but you want to make sure that plan considers your work and personal schedule. Okay. And be flexible. But then now at the same time, you don't want to sacrifice those other commitments. Next, I asked this one, why go for the big goal? Has the goal or priority changed? So for example, maybe in the middle, you got a bump. And this is something that you're going to ask yourself. Okay, do I still want the goal? Is it still my priority at this time? And be flexible. If it is not anymore, be brave to actually, this is a waste of time, or this is worth of my time. For Quinn, it was like, I want this one. And she was sure about it. All right. Next one, training, run technique, pacing, and distance. Okay. Run technique. So for example, I'm just going to say, so like, for example, when Quinn was feeling something, I told her, if you're feeling something on your Achilles, I need you to do this on your technique. If you're feeling something on your hip, I need you to do this. Engage, muscle activation. All right. Pacing, and then the distance. Next, body maintenance and recovery. Very important to keep ourselves healthy. So the sleep is important. Warm up. Okay. So I basically put it together what I know Quinn had started doing, which she used to not do, and she made it happen because of this. Sleep, warming up, muscle activation, and engagement, targeting weak areas. All right. So again, if you want to know more about this one, we have hashtag, put hashtag body maintenance. We'll give that for you. Next is the daily nutrition and also the training, daily and training nutrition. If you do well on one workout, that doesn't mean everything is good. You want to look into like, what are you going to do so you can recover fast next day so you can show up again? And Quinn needed to do that. Also for this,
sustainable, not boring.
Yeah. Also for this, if you want the training on this, we just put hashtag nutrition. There's several trainings. I'm just telling you right now, so we can just give it to you guys so you have a follow and really deep dive into it. So hashtag nutrition, will give that to you if you want it. Mindset, getting out of the comfort zone. What is unrealistic? Accountability, communication. What do you think, Quinn? Is there anything else here that I forgot? I didn't cover. Sorry, I went too fast, everyone. So is there anything else, Quinn? What do you think?
I think, Coach, I think you've covered most, but I think also maybe it's similar. It's like to try to like in some areas you wanted to like if you drop the ball, forgive yourself and start again.
Love
And
it.
I think don't beat yourself up too much. I think that's what I did. Is to like I beat myself if I miss a work. I'm like, oh, but then let's go again and let's go again. Keep repeating it until it sticks.
Awesome.
Thanks for reminding that. That's very, very,
Yeah.
very.
Yes. And I want to know, what are the top 3 learnings that you discovered in the coaching process that you think made the biggest difference for you working together with Coach Shangri-La and the Feisty Fox team?
Oh, well, the body maintenance, the communicating, and talking positively to myself, and reminding myself of how far I've just I think just that conversation with myself, what I'm able to do, and just shifting that mindset. It's helping me a lot to opening up what is there, what else is there for me.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome. Love it. Well, Quinn from Feisty Fox Coaching, we are very, very proud of you. You've
Thank
done
you.
a big leap, like seriously. And this is what you got from like just going after for something scary, but still, whether that's unrealistic or realistic, we'll know until you get the goal. Now it's realistic. You are a Badwater 267 finisher, and you did 225 miles in 1 month, injury-free, still enjoying your time with family and friends. Congratulations for what you've
Thank you
achieved
very
so
much.
far. And for every one of you all who have watched Quinn's story, who have been inspired, okay? This is what we do in Feisty Fox Coaching. We help busy high achievers, okay? Crush their races, still spend time with their family and friends, and stay injury-free, regardless of the level or experience. Okay?
Yes, we love partnering with athletes who are excited about going after their goals. For those of you who are ready to do that, we're giving you an opportunity to chat with us face to face. Our calendar is available for a 15-minute call, and the spots are limited because we don't have a lot of time to talk to everybody. There's so many of you guys. So if you want to save your spot, put #game plan
Hashtag game plan.
in the comments, and I'll reach out to you, see what we can do.
Yeah. So, well, we don't sell anything there. Sorry. All right. But you get to have the face-to-face talk with us. All right. So like, if you're having like, if you're sure about you're like, I really want this goal, but I just need a little bit of guidance, just let us guide you through the next big steps. All right. And then we can go from there. So put # game plan, and then we'll talk to you. All right. Well, we'll go back to you now, Quinn. All right. So before we let you go, we want to ask you, what are the top 3 things that you would advise, to the old Quinn, or to the athletes like yourself who's coming from a running background, having trouble with cramping, having trouble with Achilles, lower leg pain, and you want this big goal? What is it that, that you would advise the old Quinn, so that they can be the new Quinn right now, okay, to be achieving anything and actually increasing confidence and aiming for a 70.3 or a full Ironman, that's what you're doing right now. Your confidence boost. You got yourself signing up. What would you advise? What are the top 3 advices that you can tell an athlete like yourself back then before you met us?
Put in the work, be consistent. And I think what I've mentioned before too is having that shifting your mindset, shifting your mindset of what's realistic and unrealistic. And that's not 3, but listening to your coaches and listening to your body.
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are very important. That's 5. Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, did you guys got a lot of value? Okay. Well, if you did, put #value. Also, please do share what you learned, what you got out from it. And we'll see you next week. Let's say thank you to Quinn, everyone. Thanks, Quinn. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here in this free group. Without you guys, we won't have this one, because why we would have it. All right. So, well, we want to help you all and then actually get you to the next big goal, just like Quinn. All right, Quinn. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks, Quinn. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good
All
night,
right.
everyone.
Later.
Bye.